right, we talked about Mississippi State's recruiting class. How about Ole Miss's class? They got 2 commitments over the weekend. We'll start there.
4.
4 this weekend?
They got 4 this weekend.
Beg your pardon. 4 this weekend. Edge rusher, Jamarius Brown from Moss Point, 6'3", 250, 4-star player from the coast. That's one of them. Neo Avery, another edge rusher, 6'5", 230 from Olney, Maryland, 4-star player.
Yeah, that's the Northeast. That's Chris Partridge, man. I mean, what they've been able to do in a recruiting ground that doesn't have like a stronghold, like Penn State does well in that region of the country and other things. But there's not a like, hey, this program owns the D.C., Maryland area or Northern Virginia. Nobody really owns that area. So even a distant SEC team can go in there and get players if you've got the right guy doing it.
And every coach that you hear that gets hired in that part of the country, whether you're talking about Maryland or Virginia Tech, they talk about the DMV. They talk about D.C., Maryland, and Virginia and trying to lock that down, and nobody's been able to successfully do it.
Can't do it.
Big pickup there. Javante Connor, 6'4", 230, tight end out of Kernersville, North Carolina, East Forsyth High School. I had somebody tell me that there are certainly higher-rated tight ends that are out there, but this was one where Lane Kiffin got involved. Really liked Javante Carter, and they landed him over the weekend. And then the other one is Isavian Miller, offensive lineman from Southwest Mississippi. So,
JUCO guy without a ranking. Those will come later in the process.
Offensive lineman, 6'6", 320. So if you're keeping up, as we were talking about just a moment ago, that's 2 kids from Southwest Mississippi Community College electing to stay in state, one going to Mississippi State, the other going to Ole Miss.
Yeah. And there's one more, Haydad mentioned a visitor in Starkville that hadn't yet committed, but they expect it. Another one for Ole Miss, a corner defensive back, Braxton Myers, current Southern Cal commit. Everybody that does the predictions are now thinking that he's going to flip. He was in Oxford this weekend, so another 4-star defensive player. If that does come true, which most people expect it to be true, that would mean 60% of Ole Miss's recruiting class is 4-star players.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so the rest of the class for Ole Miss, and I gave you the breakdown for Mississippi State. We'll do it for Ole Miss as well. 3 from Mississippi, 2 from Tennessee, 1 each from Georgia, Maryland, North Carolina, and Texas. 1 quarterback, 1 receiver, 2 offensive linemen, 2 defensive linemen, 2 defensive backs, and a special teams player as well. So who are the others, if you haven't been keeping up? Daniel Demery from Dallas, safety, 5'11", 195 pounds, committed back at the end of May. Ahmad Brown from Crisp County, Cordell, Georgia. He is a safety, 6'1", 195, committed in mid-June. Marcel Reed, this one goes back to April, the quarterback from MBA in Nashville. 6'1", 175 pounds, not huge. 4-star quarterback, though, from Nashville. Bryson Sanders, who committed in mid-June, the interior offensive lineman from the Baylor School in Chattanooga. And then Suntarine Perkins, who's been committed since the end of November, the athlete out of Raleigh, Mississippi, 6'3", 200. And it looks like Ole Miss is in better shape than maybe they thought they were a few weeks or a couple of months ago with Suntarine Perkins.